WNST is certainly waiting for football games coming up this weekend and getting ready for spring training and off-season NFL and headed off to Minnesota in 2 weeks for Super Bowl 52. But also watching a lot of hardwoods around here, and certainly with a wall-to-wall basketball on my television. I did make an appearance down at the Rack a couple of weeks ago when the Dogs of UMBC took care of business against Coppin State. And, of course, I love both programs equally, so some equal time not only for Juan Dixon, but also for the head coach of the Dogs. Ryan Odom joins us here. You can follow his journey out on Twitter, as well as the dog and the family and the wife and the program at Coach Ryan Odom, as well as trying to get the new building opening. But, hey, I tell you what, you guys are playing good basketball right now, Coach Odom. Welcome in, man.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate you having me on.
Well, you're playing well. You're trying to get the building open, and this is the most unique time because there are no bye weeks in basketball, but this is sort of the closest thing. You get a little bit of calm time here, and you got to either love it or hate it based on the way your kids are playing right now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We're coming off of a long road trip, at Vermont, Maine, and UMass Lowell, and then came home and had Hartford, as well, and a quick turnaround there. But the guys are doing well. I was pleased with the effort. Obviously we didn't come away with a win at Vermont, but we had our moments within the game, and I thought they played exceptionally well. And then, to rebound from that and beat Maine and Lowell on the road, and then come home and win a big game against a very, very good Hartford team was it's a good start to the conference for us.
Well, I think the hardest part once it gets to this point is just finding that consistency every night to make sure you don't, leave it back in the locker room when you come out on the court, because there are times where the schedule can get tiring. The holidays can tire you out. These kids still go to school every day, which I'm sure you're aware of. And sometimes maybe those of us who watch basketball every night are not aware of all of that and the travel and all that goes into it. Like you said, coming off a tough road trip, but a little chance to clear the head right now. But everything that you've laid out to do from the moment you came into the program and bringing in kids, getting the building opening, and I know that that's coming down the pike here soon, but really playing your best basketball into February and getting ready for a tournament where, I don't need to tell you, you know what Vermont brings. You lost to them a couple of weeks ago. You're trying to get the building open to play them. They're the class of the conference right now, along with yourselves, but you're going to get judged in early March as to where you are. You're going to have a chance to play your way into this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in our league, it comes down to those 3 days in March, and you want to be playing your best at that time, and hopefully you can stay away from the injury bug, and you're kind of full guns blazing at that point. But we've got a very tough league. I mean, every night, is a battle, and you could just look at the scores around the league, and we're kind of beating up on one another at this point early in the season. Vermont is a class team. They're playing exceptional ball right now. They lost their best overall player, most talented player in Lamb, and they've continued to win, which is a credit to Coach Becker and his staff. But there are other good teams in the league, and we certainly are one of those right now. Even though it is early, we've got to continue to play well. I think one of the biggest things that has helped us, so far, as our defense is really picked up. We've played much better defense here since Christmas, and been very pleased with that.
Well, it's funny you'd say that because I've seen you a couple times. I saw you guys play the Coppin game down there right before Christmas. And then I saw you with John Feinstein and your pop and Gary Williams, and you guys did your big open house down there at the beginning of the year down in Fells Point. And, I think the interesting thing for me in talking about basketball so often here over the last 8 or 9 weeks is that early part of the season when y'all play each other. That's a lot of fun. I know it wasn't fun losing to Towson, but I like to see that game every year. I like when Maryland's playing UMBC and playing Coppin on the ladies' side as well as the men's side. And I know when you find yourself coaching in this region and finding these games where you can get on a bus and go to the other side of town and play some games in November, December, I think there's a real appetite for that locally, not just amongst fans like myself that have been here 50 years watching it all unfold and watching various factions like and not like, get along and not get along over the course of 3 or 4 decades, but more than that, I think it's just good all the way around for everyone to put their head into basketball in November and December and play those games.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's great for all the programs, and we want to try to create, as much interest for Baltimore basketball. It's very good right now. The majority of the teams are playing good ball, and Towson's playing very, very well. I know they were off to a 10-0 start or something like that. When we played them over there, and Pat's done a great job. Getting that program going, and you can keep on going through our city, and there's winning programs all around. So that's a neat thing.
Well, then once you get into the conference, you are getting on planes, trains, and automobiles, and all that stuff, and moving around as much as you have. Tell me about Vermont a little bit. I haven't had a chance to watch them. Sometimes the bird pulls them in. Sometimes, it's amazing in the modern era, Coach. And I don't need to tell you. With your papa, down on Tobacco Road and all that stuff. That we used to get 2 or 3 games. Now every single night, I got 14 hockey games, 15 NBA games, 30 college basketball games. It's kind of hard, but when I see Vermont take care of you guys the way they did a couple weeks ago, and I've seen you guys play, and I know where you rank in your conference, I think that must be a pretty good team up there.
Yeah, no, they're very good. I've always said they take up for one another. They have a tradition of winning there. It goes way back to Coach Brennan. Lonergan came in and kept it going, and Al Becker's kept it going from Lonergan, and they just expect to win, and they take up for one another. When one's not playing well, the other picks it up, and they just kind of do what they do, and you're going to have to beat them, without a doubt. They're not going to make a ton of mistakes, throughout the game, and unfortunately up there we weren't shooting particularly well at that time in the season, coming off of Christmas, when we played at Maryland, and then we played, shortly after that, I can't remember who it was now. They're all running together, but,
Centenary. How about that? New Year's Eve, was that you?
Yeah, we actually shot well that game, but then it was the next game, I think New Hampshire. We ended up winning the game, but we didn't shoot great. Our defense kind of won that one for us, and that was a big win to start the conference, an important win for us. And we didn't shoot well at Vermont, after that one, and then Maine was similar. We were terrible from the free throw line, but still winning games, which was good. And we started to shoot a little bit better since then, and our defense has been pretty consistent, throughout, which has helped us win games. And, that was one of our focuses in the off season. We've always been pretty good on offense, and we've been able to score the ball, and we wanted to really try to, make a mark on the defensive end. And I think the guys have really just taken to that, and they're gaining more confidence in their ability to stop people, which is really important, as you're heading into, the teeth of conference play.
Enjoying a fantastic conversation with the head coach of the Mighty Dogs over at UMBC. Still at the rack, but not for long. 13-7 heading into, I'm going to call it a bye week, Coach. I know you're not going to call it that, but off to Albany this week, then Binghamton and Maine back at the rack on the 24th and the 27th. You can follow Coach Odom out on Twitter at Coach Ryan Odom, nicely enough, as well as at the UMBC Retrievers website over there down the hallway. How's Karinji doing? How's he holding up here after the holidays?
Hey, he's so supportive, man, and we all feel so lucky, to be able to be around him. He's a champion. He supports every program on campus. He is UMBC. He's what UMBC is all about. And just really appreciate his friendship.
East Baltimore moving to West Baltimore, as I always tell him.
Yeah, that's right. He's the best.
For you, when you have a kid like Lyles pouring it in the way he did on Monday night against Hartford, speak to that a little bit, having a guy that can dominate it. It's so important. You only get 5 out on the floor when you got the best one out there. A lot of times when the ball rolls out on cold nights, that gets you a long way.
Yeah, no question. And, Jarris is a warrior. He's always been able to score the basketball, and certainly Monday night was one of his better nights. And, I think the best thing about him is he's still beginning to understand that, when he takes the right shots, and, he's really capable of big numbers. And I think last night was one of those examples. I can't really think of a bad shot he took all night. And, he shares the ball. He's a great teammate. He stepped into a major leadership role for our team. And we're all happy that he decided to stay here and finish it out with the Retrievers.
Yeah.
And we've got a good group of seniors. KJ's a great leader. Jordan Grant, is right there with them. Those three guys, have kind of led our younger guys, and it's been fun to see them, play the way they're playing right now.
You said he didn't take a bad shot. Part of that is the art of getting open so that you have a great shot, right? I mean, and that really is all of it's special. Getting open is special. Getting the ball to him is great, and then making the shot. But the getting open part, right? I mean, that can't be overlooked. The vision on the floor,
one
right?
of the best ever at it was Reggie Miller, and watching him move around, to get shots. I mean, you can show kids film of that all day long. Because he had to work for it. And, when you're a marked man like Jarris is, he's the top on everybody's scouting report. They want to take away what he does so well. That's not easy. There's a big responsibility that comes with that. And, he's handling it, really, really well.
All right, man, here's the billion-dollar question from all the dogs barking out here. Come on, man, when we open in the new gym over there, I mean, have you been in there? Have you smelled the paint?
Yeah,
have you smelled the wood? What's going on over there?
And, they've showed me around quite a bit. They've let me see the locker room, obviously the main arena, the practice facility. We've got everything that's going to move over there. So we've only got a few more games left in the rack. They're still pushing for that February 3rd opening. It's not official yet, but I think that's the initial plan here. So we're all guns blazing for that, and hopefully we can finish out the rack on a positive note with Binghamton and Maine here in the last two, and we're hoping for February 3rd. So keep your fingers crossed.
Am I allowed to feel wistful about the rack and a great evening spent there?
Absolutely, no question. I mean, I love this place. I mean, it's an unbelievable little atmosphere when it gets packed, and we're extremely excited and appreciative of the new arena. But there's something about the rack. All
right, start sharing some pictures up there on Twitter to keep us entertained here during the bye week. All right.
All right, we'll do it.
Hey, it was really great to visit with you, man. Thanks for coming on with us. Good luck the rest of the way, and keep giving them trouble. We'll get the building open over there next month. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much.
Thanks,
Take
Coach.
Care.
He is Coach Ryan Odom, out on Twitter as well as out at the UMBC. Retrievers hoping, crossing the fingers to get the building open on the 3rd against Vermont. That'll be one of the big games in the conference here. And right now, standing in second place in the America East at 4-1. Vermont undefeated at 4-0 and 14-5 on the season. The Dogs at 13-7 in the America East as well. You can find me out in the bay at Toyota.com. Audio of all 24 hours a day from anywhere in the world by downloading the TuneIn Radio app. By the way, if you love college basketball, Robert Kennedy and I visit each and every week. It's all brought to you by Compass Point Golf Course in Pasadena. It is the best place to play when it's not snowing and maybe when it's above like 33 degrees or thereabouts. They're down in Pasadena, compasspointgolf.com. Go check them out. Robert Kennedy and I taking you on the hardwoods locally, talking about Coach Odom's Dogs amongst other local teams as well. So you want to check that out. We're going to be over at Coppin State swabbing for the Bone Marrow Registry on Saturday as they take on Morgan State. We'll be doing that for There Goes My Hero from 2 until 5. You're coming over to the Coppin-Morgan game on Saturday. We hope to see you there with Juan Dixon and his group over there trying to win a couple of ball games in the MEAC as well. CoppinStateSports.com is the way to learn more about that. They, of course, are our partner, and the game will be broadcast here on WNST on Saturday afternoon as well. You can find me anytime, anywhere on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Instagram, streaming live on our Facebook, as well as our YouTube, WNSTV channel. Nasty at WNST.net finds me for all complaints and criticism, but I prefer praise, quite frankly. Even faint praise, please. Nasty at WNST.net finds me. Appreciate all of our great sponsors here. Got some big information coming your way. Super Bowl week, we're going to be out in Minnesota all week long at the Mall of America, broadcasting from Bloomington. In advance of Super Bowl 52, we'll be putting our Ray Lewis bus trip to Canton and the Pro Football Hall of Fame on sale soon as well. That'll be happening in early August. We'll be putting that on sale later this week. Purple Rain 2 has been released free of charge for the 5-year anniversary on a daily basis. We're up to like Chapter 7, 8, 9, 10 here this week. It'll be coming in the morning newspaper, all brought to you by Planet Fitness and PlanetFitness.com. We're $10 a month. Never any commitment. The Lunk Alarm, they're always judgment-free. It's 2018. Get in the best shape of your life. Get over to Planet Fitness. But you get that morning newspaper. You get the Purple Rain 2 chapters free, or you can find them up at WNST.net. One thing you haven't found yet is the WNST text that says Manny Machado has been traded to the Arizona Diamondbacks for cactus. I don't know what to say. Desert to be named later. If that were to happen, you'll get it first on the WNST text service. It's all brought to you by Coons Ford of Security Boulevard. And Dennis Colatzos will be here on Thursday, as he is every Thursday from 3 until 5, driving you home, giving you a break from me here at WNST.net. Of course, you can find Dennis over at Coons Ford of Security Boulevard. They sponsor our text service. I am Nestor. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, and WNST Towson, Baltimore. College basketball, hockey, football, little NBA, mixing in some baseball. We're doing it all up. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, and WNST Towson, Baltimore. And we never stop talking Baltimore sports.